Panera now delivers, so you can order good, clean food right to your office, or door, or porch, or backyard, or front yard, or apartment, or dorm, or castle, or shop, or worksite, or wherever Panera delivers. For lunch, dinner, and everywhere in between. Click the banner to order or visit PaneraBread.com. Participating locations only. Panera. Food as it should be.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your, I don't know what's going on with the candor in my voice. With Those Guys, with your host Matt Marrero, along with the other host
Tristan Walter.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on with my voice, but what I do know is that we're talking about something very abstract. I feel like people who've been listening to our podcasts for a very long time are like, there's so much shit in the world. Why are you talking about this right now?
Okay.
And, well, I mean, this is the Anna Saturday block, and they're like, out of all the anime that have existed for the last almost 100 years,
right,
you are discussing this. And to that I say, yes. Yes, we are.
And?
Well, I mean, no, but, okay, Tristan, so what you're telling me is this is more anime than Yu Yu Hakusho.
All right, look.
That's what I'm... This
Why
isn't fair, you piece of shit. Why do you have to pull back
the curtain, Matt? Why can't you just say, we're doing this week because it's fun and, it's the blast from the past? And no, you got to be like, we're doing this instead of other shit that we need to finish and that is probably more prominent right now, but whatever.
I wasn't talking about stuff that we've started. I didn't mean stuff that we started in the past. I just meant out of all the anime that have ever existed for Anna Saturday, we chose this because it means a lot to us, and I hope it means a lot to you too, random fan out there. Hopefully you grew up with Toonami. Yeah, right? Toonami Presents. I want to educate some people, though. Yeah, I want to educate some people because there are some people like they're not my students anymore, but recently I went back to do a debate tournament, a speech and debate tournament. It was literally the states tournament because my former students are that good that some of them got to. It's funny. There were a bunch of freshmen there, but they're still my former students, despite the fact that they were not there last year. But the point is that they're real good, Tristan. So they got to states, and some of them were my actual former students. So like 17 years old. So I knew them for like the past, like their entire high school life, and they're huge like anime fans. Like into like Dragon Ball Z and a lot of other ones. But they didn't grow up with Toonami.
Right.
So they'll watch Super on Toonami now, but to them it's a brand new concept.
Right.
Because when they were kids, anime for them when they were kids was the obvious, like, Pokemon, duh, that's been the constant, and Bakugan.
Right.
Yeah, so I remember, God, this was last year, potentially at last year's States, which is why it's a weird flashback, but I remember them saying, one of the students and two of the others, talking about their blast of the past, like, guys, remember when we were so young and saw Bakugan, and my skin crawled? It was like the sands of time just fucking hit me in the face.
You got sandbagged.
No, it was one of those things where it's like, the sands of time on the beach of time got stuck in my ass crack. That's how that felt.
Oh.
That's just very...
Please never make that analogy again.
I never have to because it'll be stuck with you for eternity.
God damn it.
But, no, so if any of you guys don't know, Toonami isn't just that thing that's on Saturday nights now. Toonami started a very, very long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, where Moltar, a villain from Space Coast to Coast, hosted the show.
Not wrong.
I forgot where he started it, though, if it was on the moon or like on Planet X or something like that. I forgot where it specifically was, but it wasn't on Earth, right? It was off Earth, and he was hosting it. And then out of nowhere, Moltar was like, hey, I'm going to pass the mic. Because he kind of looked like a space DJ, which like with this setup.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'm going to pass the mic over to Tom. And then we meet Tom. And I don't know about you, I saw a little bit of the Moltar stuff, but I wasn't really too into Toonami back then because it was more of an action block rather than an action anime block. or general anime block. So it played like Johnny Quest and a bunch of other stuff that I never really got to see. I was mostly watching stuff on Nickelodeon or Pokemon on like, Kids WB. So you too, right? You remember the frog?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I was watching Power Rangers on Fox Kids. So for me, I was just like, all right. I didn't really I'm sure I watched Cartoon Network, but I didn't really watch Toonami. And then all of a sudden, maybe it just coincided with me going to school and coming back from school, and then just flipping channels to see what's going on. I found Dragon Ball Z on Toonami around the time it started airing, maybe 99, 2000.
Right.
And so I saw the transition between this Tom and the Tom that we all know and love with, Spike Spiegel's voice actor, Stephen Blum, voicing him over. And it was so interesting because I didn't realize as a kid many things, right? But first of all, I didn't realize, and this is something that you were saying to me before we began the show, and you're 100% right on this. You were saying how the fact that this got even made in any way is just insanity, but in a good way. Like, it's nuts.
Right.
Like, those weren't your exact words, but the idea that this could happen blows your mind. That's what you said, verbatim.
Yeah, that we had even just a short about the block that showed the cartoons. Like, they actually went a little bit in depth with, the ship itself, just having it have its own thing was kind of crazy for me.
And stuff like that has happened before, but I don't think it's happened in this way. And I'm sure someone on the internet, because it's the internet, is going to call me out on this. And I kind of hope that you do and show me some other examples of stuff like this happening, because I think the only thing I can think of is kind of the the Crypt Keeper, Elvira, just the constant references to the content itself. But not so much that they have stories within their own. I mean, I guess you could argue Pee Wee Herman, because they would show cartoons.
Right.
But I don't know if, other than their standard episode, like I don't remember the episode where Pee Wee Herman was shot into space and then died. So like that, maybe it was an episode, but I don't remember, Tristan. So, but you see what I mean, though. Like, it has happened technically, but very much in a standoff episodic way, and I feel as if the way, and also, not only the fact that like this was new to us as kids, so this was brand new to us when we were little youngins watching this. Just also the fact that I never thought it would have been a thing. So the second it became a thing, I was like, wait, what? Like you said, blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because who would have thought that the guy telling you about the the cartoons that don't look like the other cartoons, because we didn't know what anime was back then, the cartoons that don't look like the other cartoons that I watch. This Dragon Ball Z is nothing like my Rugrats.
Oh my God.
That's something that was true. Like, I would literally switch off from Rugrats to DBZ and be like, there is a difference here, and I don't know what it is. But it's distinct. Like, going from something on the same channel, like going from like Cow and Chicken to like Yu Yu Hakusho, it's like there is a difference in this content. And in no way am I dissing Rugrats or Cow and Chicken. I did like those as kids, or like Dexter's Lab, Courage the Cowardly Dog. But like Courage the Cowardly Dog, there was no point in Courage where I was like, oh, he's gonna take out a sword made out of energy and slice the shit out of those monsters. There was never going to be a Courage bot or anything like that, Courage in his own Zoid.
Oh my God.
Like, it was never going to fucking happen. But still, so we're talking about specifically what immersion event are we talking about? Well, if you see the title of the video, you already know. We didn't really have to say it, but you know what? We will, in the off chance maybe you didn't. We're talking about the first Intruder, The Intruder event. Now, obviously this isn't perfect, right? Nothing ever is, to be fair. But
no, man,
I
you can't criticize our childhood. We must look at this through nostalgia glasses, and I will stop you.
All right. Well, I will hit a man with glasses. I have no problem.
You hit a guy with glasses.
Yeah, I love that. That was a fun joke. That was from Wreck-It Ralph. We did that too we did that on a Friday Night Movies, I think, not on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Or maybe we did. No, we did it on a Saturday. We did, yeah. But still, so haha. But no, it's not a perfect
Go ahead, Matt,
event.
on the parade.
No. I think my only complaint, I have like a giant list of grievances. My only complaint is that I feel odd about how The Intruder was dealt with in, I believe, the third or fourth part, and then they just had another 2 extra parts. Now, I loved how they connected with us. I don't know if you remember this, Tristan, but when they were deciding between all 3 ships, they then put a poll on Toonami's website, and we got to choose which ship.
Right.
Yeah. That was fucking amazing. So I love a lot of that stuff, but I think they took out The Intruder too quickly and then just kept on going. Like, it would be odd if, like, a movie's big bad villain was taken, or even a TV show's big bad villain was taken out, like, 2 episodes before the finale. Or, in this case, like, there's still 20 minutes of a movie left after the villain is taken out. That's odd. 5 minutes short, 10 minutes short, and because these are shorts, by the way, it's a bit of a difference compared to the time of like a movie or a TV show. That's why I'm comparing them to like actual episodes and stuff like that. So I think that's my only real complaint, because it was fun in many different ways. I feel odd though that they shot Tom into space and that wasn't his big death. That's weird to me.
I mean,
now,
they had
it's cool.
jetpacks and the clouds.
No, it's a fucking
like.
No,
okay.
It's a cool scene. It's just them trying to drum up and tug at my heartstrings. It just kind of became it felt like them trying to be like, tune in tomorrow was so large. Like, it was kind of like, I don't know. Where like it was hard for me as a kid, even now, to be like, oh my God, no. Because I was like, oh my God, no. And then he actually died like 2 shorts later. And I was like, but you just tugged so hard and I didn't think he would die. And then he did. And then he didn't. Like, I'm not saying Tom should have died, because that would have been fucking horrendous. Tom dies.
Yeah.
Moltar's like, I'm back in this shit.
Oh, God.
But
he just comes back. That ship is way too expensive for me to just let that float out in space. I'm taking this shit back.
My God. But still, my whole point is that my only issues were, again, like I said to you earlier, we saw us starting the podcast, this reeks of being the first of something, just them trying something new. And that's good. They're experimenting. I would never say for them to have not done this. It is the first. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they were trying something new. What?
It came out at an interesting time, too, 99, 2000. So, like, oh, the big change,
Yes, of course. I mean, we have to talk about the fact that, back then, I mean, fuck, we didn't know if we'd survive. How funny was that?
That's fair.
We were just kids. We were like fucking 7 to 8, and people are like, well, we're all going to die, or all of the computers are going to shut down. Like, it's so funny how everyone, and I'm not saying that there weren't, like, financial records and a lot of shit on computers at the time. I'm not going to downplay that. But I think it's so funny that back then they're like, if the computers go down, what will we do with ourselves? And I'm sitting here like, how about we say that now?
Yeah, it's funny. It would be a lot worse now.
Oh, my God, would it? People, no, because it's not even just like financial records. People will lose their jobs if their jobs are only like online freelance.
That's true.
Like, holy shit, people would everything would just shut down. Like, holy shit. So yeah, but it's just so funny because again we were like 7 or 8 and everyone was just like, we're all gonna die, and we're just like, all right, can I watch Toonami when everyone, mommy, when everyone dies, can I still watch Toonami? And like your mom's crying.
Oh God.
but, but yeah, no, big changes, of course. Also, technology being the way it is, I think people were still. I don't think people aren't interested in space anymore, but people were really interested. Like the idea of having like this fucking ship traveling through space, just giving us our anime, like it was just. It's still awesome, of course, because we still watch Toonami, but it was brand new back then. This concept.
Yeah.
Like, it was so foreign, where today, I'm not saying that hosts still exist en masse for, cartoons, stuff like that. Like, I think at this point, it really only is Tom. I can't think of any other host.
I mean, nothing comes to mind for me,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Tom out in space. Even if he came back to Earth, he'd be fucked.
Because this was, like, one of the only things that... Because usually, like, cartoon blocks at the time, it was just an announcer saying what was next.
Right.
And it might have been, like, the cartoon characters or something, coming to say, we're up next or something like that. There was never another character saying, this is what we've got coming up and blah, 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 shit like that.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure by the time we were watching this in the 90s, I don't think Pee Wee Herman was still doing his thing. I don't. Mr. Rogers was always on and off.
Right.
I'm thinking of others. When it comes to kid blocks, yeah, I'm pretty sure when we were growing up, it was between like Fox Kids being like, we'll be right back, either as the narrator or again the character, like you said, from the television show, being like, we'll be right back in some like animated promo bumper.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing with Kids WB as well, not just with the frog, but then they translated into they transitioned rather into, I forgot the voice actor. I think his first name might be Mel, but I forgot his name. He's done so many different voices, and he's a very talented voice actor. And so he would be like, coming up next on Kids WB. And then they have they have the fucking water tower, and then they have like Jackie Chan Adventures or Shaolin Showdown or something like that popping out of it. So at the time it was, in my opinion, I'm going to use the words revolutionary. I don't give a shit. So many people out there would be like, Matt, your weeb is showing. Yeah, revolutionary. But no, it was different. And I think that's really what made it stand out. And then going even farther with this, they call them TIEs, these total immersion events.
Right.
And it definitely made me feel immersed in the Toonami universe. I don't know if they should have done them every year. I do remember them getting better every year, even though I loved the idea of the Intruder, and as a kid I always wanted the Intruder to come back.
Right.
I do remember them getting better. Now, of course, they did get worse out of nowhere, but I think the second and third one weren't that bad from what I remember. But again, we'll talk about those one day, and maybe they don't stand up, right? Maybe this was the best from back then.
Right.
But, yes. But I think what was interesting is and I don't know if I was a big fan of this, or if I am a big fan of it now, the transition between, now I love Stephen Blum, I also love Sonny Strait. And if you guys don't know, Sonny Strait was the first Tom. He's also the voice of Krillin in Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball is, no, not Dragon Ball, just Dragon Ball Z. Also, funnily enough, I think during one of Funimation's test dubs of One Piece, I think he played Luffy.
One
of the test dubs, not the official.
Yeah, maybe.
The reason why I'm saying it is because the voice of Krillin and Luffy in Japanese is the same. I think that's why it was funny.
Okay, well, no, wait. He plays Usopp. Pretty sure.
Yes,
Sonny plays
officially.
Usopp.
In the official dub, yes.
Right.
But thank you, because I knew he played someone officially, and yes, he plays Usopp officially. But yeah, and plenty other voices as well. I mean, he was, oh no, how can I forget his name? Full Metal Alchemist. Hughes.
Oh. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Hughes.
Yeah.
So he does a bit of a different voice here. I think more of his probably like real voice or something a little bit deeper. Not too much that it's hard to tell, but he doesn't just pop out as Krillin.
Yeah.
So it was just so funny to hear him do this, and then all of a sudden have them transition to Stephen Blum, who's been like Wolverine, Orochimaru, Spike Spiegel, of course, and a bunch of other characters as well. Also Mugen, I believe, in Samurai Champloo. So he's been a lot of different characters as well. Video games too, of course. So he's also a big-time voice actor now as well. So having that transition, I don't know if I was the biggest fan because I feel like we didn't get enough time with that Tom. Because it never happened again.
With,
like, we got different robot versions of Tom, but we never changed his voice.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it was an issue where maybe Strait was moving. It's funny if he was moving to Texas. That'd be funny.
Right.
Like, we're recording in L.A. Oh, I have to move to Texas. Oh, no. Like, starts doing Dragon Ball Z stuff. Even though Dragon Ball Z was on... Actually, it's just funny, because in 99, Dragon Ball Z was on Toonami, of course, but it was the Ocean dub. It wasn't Funimation's in-house voice actors.
Right.
So that would have been fucking hilarious, right? I'm moving to Texas. Gets cast. Or he moved because he got cast. That'd be funny. But yeah, so you said to me, which I quoted, and you agreed, it blew your mind as a kid. So focusing on these characters, why did Tom, even before this event, although this event, of course, added to it, why did Tom kind of draw you in? Like, I know you're a fan of Star Wars and stuff like that, but why did Tom himself, or at least the ship and this kind of concept, why did it draw you in?
I mean, I guess it was, I don't know, I guess it had a lot to do with Tom's voice. I don't know, like, I guess I remembered, Steve Bloom playing it more, obviously, but it was just very chill and laid back, and
but it wasn't
was a robot
robotic.
And no, right, it wasn't robotic, it was weird, but in a cool way. And, like, he would talk to Sarah, and she was just data showing up on the screen or whatever, or, she had, later on she has different incarnations too. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? You're 100% right on that. There's a nice vibe with Tom. Like, it's kind of funny how it resembles. And I know I'm gonna sound like I'm not trying to promote us or promote what we do, but I'm being dead serious here. It's kind of very reminiscent of like the Let's Play vibe of like you're playing a game with your friends when you're just watching someone else play a game. So like you're just watching Tom tell you like, hey guys, so this anime is coming up, or hey guys, here's a really cool music video, or hey guys, here's a game that I enjoyed, let's review it because they paid Cartoon Network to do so. But you're sitting there, you're like, but Tom is so he's relaxed and he's chill while doing so. You know what I'm saying? So like there's this vibe of like it's the origin of Let's Plays. It's a Let's Watch. That's what it is. We could just do that from our house, Tristan. Sure, it would be illegal, so we won't. But we could totally just look at people and be like, all right, guys, coming up next on the block is this. Also, we're still not allowed to do this, and Funimation has sent us a bunch of letters about it. I'm going to court next week, but you don't have to worry about that. Tune in for more episodes. Oh, wait, my internet's being cut. They just cut the whole thing.
Well, the court hearing.
Yeah, right. But
to be continued. You just get taken out in handcuffs instead of being flung out into space.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And I'm just like, Matt.
My God. I wake up in a new robot body. They didn't kill me. Why am I here? I'm still in court.
It was the only way I could get you out of prison. I had to kill you and put you in this robot body. It's okay, Matt. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be just like it was.
I'm just screaming.
To be continued.
But no, just terrified. I'm screaming for the rest of the parts. I'm just screaming for 2 minutes each time. But no, yes. So there's something about Tom that's a bit laid back, but I want to mention, because we kind of talked about it just a little bit before we moved on, the fact that he doesn't have a robot voice, quote unquote. Like, he didn't come on. He wasn't just like, "Hello, this is Toonami. Nice to see you."
Like they gave it a little bit of a reverb, I think, but like not noticeable. You really had to listen to be like, "Oh, okay, it's a little bit there," but yeah, it doesn't sound electronic, really.
No, I mean, like, he's not doing a voice. Because, like, that's the thing. Sometimes they'll have people, like, they'll have me, right, being like, "Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Toonami. Let's see what we have on the show today. Dragon Ball Z." None of that shit.
Right.
Right? It's just him being like, "Hey, guys, how you doing? It's me, Tom. What's going on, Sarah?" And you know what I'm saying? Like, he's really, and you're like, yeah, that's calm. That's a chill vibe. But, yeah, it's but one thing I want to mention, though, is that when I mentioned earlier, like, talking about the event itself, I mentioned earlier I wasn't a big fan of Tom getting shot into space and him not dying. I have to say, though, it was a cool scene. And then, of course, he had, I forgot the name of the robots, the Clydes?
Yeah, the Clydes.
Yeah, them coming out to help him. "Oh, hey, Sarah, bring me a jetpack." And, of course, like, when you're a robot in space, you don't have to breathe. Makes sense.
Right.
It's just that because they were trying to make me be like, "Oh, my God, is he dead or alive?" And it's kind of like, and it's funny because my thought was the same thing that you'd think of any main character in any anime. Oh, of course he can't die. Then who runs the ship? But still, though, I was a kid, so I was kind of like, but he could, though. So with that scene, I was like, "Oh my, what? Yeah, plot twist. He died."
Sarah brought the intruder on board to get rid of him. "This is my show now, Tom." What? Sarah?
How great would it be?
No.
Sarah's like, "Actually, I'm running this ship now. Sailor Moon 24/7, motherfucker."
Top 5 anime betrayals.
I mean, look, it's just, I felt like, oh, he's going to die. That's terrible. Oh, he's not dead. Okay. And then it was just a fake out, and then he died. And I was like, wait, what? But then he's completely okay. Not even like 5 seconds. Well, yes, these aired on a daily basis, so you did have a whole 24 hours to cry yourself to sleep. But, so that's fair. That is fair. You could cry yourself to sleep, and then the next day but it's so odd just the next day just to be told, like, "No, I'm alive in a different robot body with a different robot voice." Why is this weird? Is this weird to people?
Yeah, I mean, I think the voice was the biggest change. Well, I mean, the voice was the biggest change for us, but I mean even the body too. But like, I just found it so hilarious. Looking at old Tom's body and just like his legs, his knees were actually the other way around, and he was like he barely had any leg to attach his boots to his body, and his body was just kind of like teardrop shaped. And it's like, even seeing him walk around on the ship, it's like, wow, you were literally made as a robot to sit in a chair. You were not made to get around. It's like, I need a jetpack. There's got to be a better way to put this thing on.
Yeah, what's funny to me is that he has like a pot belly. Like I look like Tom now. Just sitting on the couch with my fucking belly protruding with my tiny ass legs and my tiny ass body. Like, I look like Tom.
Oh, God.
And I wonder if that's what they were trying to go for, like fat little, or like, fat little kid maybe. But no, because it's so interesting. It's so interesting because he goes from fat little kid to like, "Oh, you didn't think I'd fucking work out after high school, did you?" It's just like, well, he did.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke earlier about, like, you said your voice was weird. I'm like, "You all right there, Sonny? Like, you being Sonny Strait, and then I come in, it's like, hi, I'm Steve Bloom.
I mean, it's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, be careful who you make fun of in high school.
Oh my God.
Fucking jacked. No, he went from being like, no, but come on. He went from being like in, I'm trying to think of, I can't think of an anime equivalent. Yeah, he went from being like Yajirobe to a character on Free. Like,
oh my God. Oh my God.
He did. Look at those abs.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think his next incarnation, he gets even buffer. So it was like, holy shit.
Oh, he does. No, he does. He just gets more and more. Anime, apparently, a steady diet of anime makes you more and more jacked.
So it was all that Dragon Ball that they were playing.
Yeah.
on the block.
Yeah, all that
God.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, what I was going to say, though, is I think also the way they took out Intruder, and I'm not trying to – look, again, I get it. It's their first one. But I still feel as if they were like, oh, my God, like what? Like in my head, I'm like, what's Tom going to do? This is nuts. Yeah. Sets a bomb. Wait, what? Also because it felt like he was eating through the ship, so you had to save the ship. So to save the ship, it's like, we have to destroy the ship. No, Tom.
I mean, that's how Tom was like, no, like, we're blowing off, like, Sarah was like, no, you need to go blow off the engine. What? No, we've already lost to Tom, and now we're going to, the engine's pretty much gone as it is. It's already eaten through most of the main components. We have to save the rest of the ship.
Yeah. I think what it is for me, too, is the fact that to not have, I think what it is, too, is that once you tell me Tom died, but everything's okay, don't worry about it, you kind of just take some air. You just take some air out of the balloon.
I guess. Yeah.
Again, it's really, like, one thing I want to mention, too, speaking of things that are cool and different, I forgot about Sarah's original voice. Because I know how she usually, depending on the incarnation, has a similar look about her, like the whole, like, in the screen.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes she'll change, but sometimes they'll change her back, or they'll just upgrade they'll try to remake the model, or maybe they'll just upgrade the model, but it's still similar. But her voice is, I think, completely different, not compared to even her current incarnation, but I think, like, her... maybe like a few years later, that's the voice that I remember. It's the same way that you remember, Bloom as the main Tom. I, like, voice-wise, I remember the Britishier Sarah. She's not that she's not British here, but, like, she went even, I feel like they got in a voice actress that went even farther, maybe like a year or two down the line.
Right.
But, because I know that she's gone through plenty of different voice actors herself. I think at one point she didn't even talk, which was odd. I think that was like Pixie Sarah, right? Yeah. One of the Sarahs didn't talk. So, I forgot which one. Anyway, but in this case, though, I think what?
Sally Timms and Dana Swanson, or Dana Swanson, are the voices of Sarah. So
Only
people
two?
have played her, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When did the second person play her?
Trying to find that.
Okay. No, it's fine. As you're doing that, I want to mention, I think I preferred Tom in these shorts when he was the super sleuth in the beginning versus, I mean, granted, he still had some moments as, the newer Tom with the Clydes, but also I want to know more about the Clydes.
Yeah,
they were so
true.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, also, I think it reminds us, by the way, that Tom has always had robot companions, so we shouldn't shit on robot companions. We should, however, start to have a problem, which we will, and we did, when they start to have, like, voices and characteristics, and then they replace Tom. That's maybe when we're bueno. But, yeah. Also, it's so interesting. By the way, so I forgot. Did we always know that Tom was like a robot, or did we at one point think he was a man in a suit?
I mean,
I don't know if
I thought he was a man in a suit for a little bit, but
okay.
I think it was once I saw this, I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Although,
well, no,
I suppose I probably looked at him and I'm like, wait a minute. A human wouldn't be able to, is not going to fit in that suit with legs like that. That's
true. Yeah, you know what? That's true as well. Very good point. Also, I feel like the Intruder itself, I thought it was so interesting as a concept. It was just odd the way, like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they talk about, some people who've never seen any of these before for some reason, and they're just kind of listening to these reviews.
Right.
They talk about the Intruder in future TIEs and future total immersion events, and I feel like it gives it more character than this did. Because, granted, they didn't know what it was, of course. They're just like, can we get it out of, like, it's eating our shit, and it's going to destroy us all. So could we kind of remove it politely? But I was still wondering as a kid, like I always wondered, like, what is the Intruder? Actually, there might have been a comic about that, actually, on Toonami's website. But yeah, no. If it's funny, maybe if we use the Wayback Machine and stuff like that, maybe we can look at, like, the Internet Archives and see Toonami's old website.
Yeah, like later on they go into more detail, but like in other specials.
No, that's what I was saying. Yeah, in future ones they do talk about it more, but I think at the time maybe they had some details that were like website exclusive because again they were very into the tech.
Right.
Stuff like this is it's interesting. Stuff like this is what made me into the tech. Not like tech like I'm building my own fucking gaming PCs or anything like that. I mean tech like when I was a kid. And my family's like, he's on the computer so much. He just knows so much. And I'm just like, I don't, but the way you guys speak about it, maybe.
Right.
But no, because I was constantly on the internet. I don't know if it was good to me, but I was constantly on the internet, and I was looking up Toonami stuff, Japanese Dragon Ball Z stuff, Japanese Digimon stuff.
Right.
Because I just wanted to know, once I discovered, this comes from Japan. Interesting. Once I discovered that, it was just me just searching it up on the eNet 24/11. That's right. 11 days. But anyway, so what did you want to bring up?
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of website and all that, when they were doing all this on Cartoon Network, they had. Sorry. They had
oh no, you're dead.
They had games and stuff going up. Yeah, oh my god, along with it. They even had clips of the show, and it was like a video maker. It was like a really basic video maker, like drag and drop clips and put in your own music and stuff, like the tracks from the special.
That's interesting.
It was interesting.
That's really cool. Oh God, Jesus Christ, Tristan! Please don't. Not here. Not on this. Not on this podcast.
Okay. It's all right. You can just give me a new robot body, and then I'll be buff, and things will be great.
That's the only. Tristan, there's better ways to get buff. I swear to God.
No,
that isn't the only way. Jesus.
Cybernetic
will. Jesus. I do have to say though, while I still have the problems with you do a fake out with me with trying to kill Tom. The Tom's death though was that was traumatic. As a kid.
He just got melted. That was also the thing. I feel like I guess the way they could have done it, is if he survived that attack and they just, upgraded what was left of him, or, Sarah was able to save, a few parts from him. But they had already established that it could eat, it could eat through the ship. And I'm pretty sure Tom wasn't built of the same stuff as this ship.
Well, what I was going to say is that it's a bit too much money to spend. So it's a bit easier for them at the time with their, especially 3D models being as expensive as they were and, stuff like that. It was probably just so much easier for them. Yeah.
The effects, looking at it now, it's nothing special really, but the
super
effects
dated.
And stuff for it's super dated, but for then it was kind of oh. Even then, it might have been a little
argue,
dated, but still.
Well, no, because here's the thing, right? I'm not going to use the words like cutting edge, but at the same time, though, 99, 2000, to do this on a TV show's budget, when here's the thing,
there was some
even
effort
if they
put into
spent,
this.
yes, no, because let's say they spent something crazy, right? Like they spent like $1 billion, it still wouldn't have looked good compared to today's standards, no matter what. But I will admit, though, I do think they used a fair amount of money. I don't think it was like, because you know how the people make jokes about like shoestring budgets and like, oh, the show is so, the budget is so shoestring that you can see the the zipper in the back of the suit or something like that. I don't think this animation was the the suit zipper type of budget. You know what I mean? Like. There was some money behind this to do this for, they were shorts. Still, I don't feel like, because I'm trying to think of CG at the time, and even something like the Power Rangers movie that had a lot of CG in it a few years earlier, it still doesn't look good compared to today. Sure, you could say it looks, quote unquote, better than this, but I'll send you a clip later after we're done with the podcast, Tristan, and it just didn't look good, quote unquote, compared to today's standards. So I feel like, yes, you could say this wasn't, cream of the crop necessarily, but it also wasn't extremely cheap. That's just my take on it. Like, this was, I don't know, I could see this in a PS1 game at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
true.
I could see this in a video game. Yeah. But yeah, so, and by the way, I want everyone to know, we're not talking about this for too long because it's only a 20-minute special. One thing I want to say, though, is do you remember which ship you chose when you went on the website, when they allowed us to actually choose the new ship?
Oh, no, Matt, I was not computer savvy at that point.
Oh, I chose not the one that was picked. So I felt betrayed. Top 10 anime betrayals. I felt betrayed. I was like, damn it.
Oh, my God.
Voting public.
Yeah, it was funny. I think I was looking at that. I'm like, oh, they chose the sleek. Like, it kind of makes sense now because it's, like, sleek and rounded like kind of the rest of the ship. So it's stuck with the theme. But, yeah, I think I remember wanting one of the other ones as well.
I think they let me vote on 2, and I'm pretty sure I did vote on the new ship, but I also voted on something completely different.
Right.
But so that was funny. One thing I want to say is it's just still so interesting that they just switched voice actors like that, and they were supposed we were supposed to be like, okay, that's normal. I don't know why I'm focusing on it. It's just so funny. Like, you changed everything about the character, and we're supposed to be like, oh, okay. Moving on. How did you feel about them actually? Because here's the thing. Even though I feel like they took a little bit too long after destroying the intruder to like keep on going with everything, I still have to admit, though, I loved them talking to the mechanics about the ship and about getting the new ship and everything like that. That was fucking cool.
Like, usually for something like this, it'd be like, oh, it's cool, guys, we're back, we got new parts and whatever, and we're good. No, they actually took the time. Like, it was simple and, a silly little thing, but, like, I thought that was really interesting that they're like, oh, there's a repair shop right around here. I thought they were just going to skip over that. No, they actually pull into the hangar. It's like, oh, how long is it going to, like, they actually talked about it. Like, it was a real thing happening. Like, we were watching the broadcast. And Tom was like, no, guys, it's cool. I got this. There's a repair shop, like a few light years away. We're going to get this fixed, and we're going to be good, and we're going to keep on trucking.
Hey, which one do you want? And I'm just like, I get to help?
I'm included. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I was.
I don't know. I thought it was just fun that they stopped into an actual space repair shop to get the ship fixed.
No, yeah, you know what, man? It's what they did in TNG in the first episode. No, they didn't. In the first episode, they showed the ship docking for 5 minutes, and I was like, oh my God, is this actually happening?
Oh God.
No, yeah,
Speaking of references.
Right.
The level AA-23 that Tom had to go to,
Mm-hmm.
that's Leia's detention cell. Detention block AA-23. I lost my
That-
shit.
That's funny. These guys who made this, being fans of Star Wars, who knew?
Yeah, because it's funny because the Absolution feels more like kind of like a Star Trek type of ship. It's like all they do is like they do broadcasts for a television show. It's like they're just kind of exploring around. It's not a warship, and yet they make the detention block reference from Star Wars too.
I just cannot. You know, when you describe it like that, how fucking funny is it? Like, imagine.
I know,
just
right?
a bunch of different. No. Actually, imagine, Tristan. Fucking, there's Kirk, there's Picard, there's so many captains buzzing around the universe, talking about, searching for, it's like new planets, new people, going where, humankind is nowhere gone before. And then there's fucking Tom. Like, I'm watching anime, dude.
I am bringing anime to the masses.
It's like, Tom, there might be some other things you can do. Like, maybe we could go to a planet and help liberate them by showing them anime. No, Tom, there's an oppressive regime there.
I mean, it's like
we need to overthrow that. Yeah, it's like we need to overthrow that king with anime, showing them anime that's anti-war. We should put on Gundam. No, Tom.
Oh my God, we need to get them a Gundam.
We need to get them a Gundam, and by that I mean Gundam on DVD. No, Tom, please. I'm kidding. Gundam on VHS.
No, Sarah, hear me out for a second.
Sarah, I'm gonna let you finish, but it's like, no, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, and that was one other thing I thought of. Like, I don't know if any of the writers were fans of David Bowie or anything, but any coincidence between him being it was Tom stood for something. Actually, I was looking at it. I didn't because it's probably not reference to Major Tom and Space Oddity, but I found that hilarious too.
Why would it not be?
I mean, I don't know. He's floating around in his tin can, like you mentioned.
I said that in a text, yeah. No, I mean, come on, dude. Let's be real here. These nerds, and we're nerds too, so we're not saying anything bad about them. These nerds that are sitting here making a ship that's basically Star Trek, bringing in a talk show host or not a talk show, but like a host to host these animu. And by the way, this host is basically like a Pee Wee Herman, Elvira type, from a very Crypt Keeper type host. And doing this for, bringing in this anime from the, from Japan to the West. And not only all of this, but then having that small little Star Wars reference. I got to be honest, I have no problem at all thinking about the fact that there was someone who was a fan of Bowie that was like, let's call him Tom. Because I feel like there's like, all right, on one hand it's Tom. What do you think over there, Bill? Robotron 5000. It's like we're not really going for that.
Dial it back just a little bit.
Robotron 4000, get out. But no, I have no problem just acknowledging like 100% they probably were fans of David Bowie. You don't make something like this and be like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of his work. I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand, really.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to mention as well as we're kind of wrapping this up is how they kind of made this a yearly thing. And that was so strange. I mean, again, haven't seen the other ones in a while, but this was like meant to be like a yearly immersion event. And I think it really added flavor to the block. It added something, like we said earlier, different. And it did kind of really make you kind of become attached, not just to, the anime that was played on the block, but also to the characters themselves and that's why later down the line I won't really, say anything else about the characters and how they change, but they do, and that's kind of why it's hard for us to accept that, because they're not just, two random people that are just like, hey, watch this thing, all right, goodbye.
Right. It actually feels like a character that... Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it becomes so much more than that.
Right. And I don't know, that's kind of what made Toonami in a way special, aside from other cartoon blocks, Yeah.
No, it did, because I think the only times I remember other cartoon blocks did do some very strange stuff. Like I remember, speaking of the Crypt Keeper, I don't know why it keeps on coming to my head. They did because they did like a Christmas thing on Kids WB with the Crypt Keeper.
Right. Oh my God. And I mean,
every time
they had a crossover with Toonami too at one point. The Absolution
I did
just
not like
flew
that.
out of. Yeah, that was so weird.
Well, it's kind of funny. I didn't like it, but now it makes so much sense because I'm like, right, WB owns both.
Right.
WB owns
both.
Yeah, they own WB, duh,
right.
And they own Cartoon Network / Boomerang / that's why you ended up seeing a lot of DC cartoons on Cartoon Network.
Right. Yeah.
Adoy, But it's like, right. It all fucking, it's all coming back to you now.
Oh God damn
So,
it.
but no, it's just DC. WB owns all that shit. So it made sense now, but at the time I was confused because I honestly felt like I was watching different cartoon blocks. Which, by the way, you have Congress around trying to make sure that, mergers and other things don't happen so that it doesn't seem like there's a monopoly. Fucking WB monopolized my childhood. I think we should acknowledge that right now. Whenever I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch, I'm not really interested in this show on Toonami. Let me switch over to Kids WB. It's the same thing, Tristan. It's a fucking different shell. Like the WB lot might as fucking well have been the fucking Absolution in disguise.
Oh God.
No, it might as fucking well have been, Tristan.
Mm.
It's the same damn thing, just with different. And then, do you remember when oh God, I think one show crossed over on both. Or I think it might have been like Shaolin Showdown was on Cartoon Network just normally, not on Toonami's block. But it was just on in general, and I was like, but you were on Kids WB. Why are you on Cartoon Network now? Because we didn't know any better, Tristan. Same thing with like Mucha Lucha. Did you ever see? Did you see Mucha Lucha as a kid?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, such a good show. So stupid. Loved it. But anyway, back to us wrapping this up. Is there anything you want to say about this before we wrap this up? Because I don't think I have anything else to say personally. So do you have anything else?
Yeah, I guess I brought up everything I wanted to. Just trying to think if there was something else. But...
All right. I'll just say this much. This was very unique and very much something of its time. I don't know how to describe this to anyone who's never seen Toonami before. I know I tried to earlier, but it's really hard to just tell someone, like, it was a cartoon block, but then it started doing things.
There was a cartoon about the cartoon block. Wait, what?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, to some people, I think it would be too Inception-y and too cerebral. No, but it'd be too much, But as a kid, I don't know. As a kid, I felt like it was a bit, like it was a lot, but I accepted it because I sat back and I was like, but this is something new and different, and that's interesting to me.
Right.
But I will admit, though, I was kind of like, what? Like, not even just in the mind-blown way. I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it in some respects.
For me,
because it was just so different.
I guess it was, for me, I guess everything kind of fit into place because instead of just saying, we're redesigning the look of the block, they actually took the time to tell a little story of how that happened. So
Thank
I
you.
don't know. That's
that.
Yeah.
That is actually, well, yeah, that's, no, because I'm thinking of some stuff that happened later that we're not talking about right now in the Toonami blog. But that's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate,
exactly.
well, stories were told. They were just told in comic book form. They weren't told on television.
Right.
We'll talk about that. I'll text you about that, but if you didn't know. But, yeah, you're right, though. You're 100% right. They did something. They were going to change the block. Maybe, again, maybe Sonny Strait was like, hey, I'm heading out. I'm leaving. And they're like, shit, what do we do? And it's like, fuck it. Let's just make a new block. Like, let's make a new character. Let's, but we're going to keep the same everything. It would have been, I think that would have been odd. That would have been terrible, actually, if they were like, it was like Moltar, Tom, and then somebody else.
Right.
It's like, no, if the kids like Tom, keep Tom. But let's see what we can do to kind of, tweak it.
Right. The idea with him being a robot is like, oh, let's just give Tom an upgrade, and maybe the ship kind of an upgrade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely something ambitious. I'll say that much. That's definitely a great way to describe this. Ambitious. And yeah. So I don't think there's anything else we can say about this. Thank you all so much for listening in. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, please remember to like and subscribe. If you aren't, then you might be listening to us through our Blog Talk Radio account, which is blogtalkradio.com/thoseguysontheradio, or maybe you searched up Those Guys on iTunes and you found us there. And you can also subscribe to our feed there and get all of our new podcasts when we post them. Also, by the way, our YouTube channel is Those Guys on the Radio. We also have Keikaku Corner there as well that we're starting up again. We're starting up season 2 of that, where Tristan and I talk about different anime/manga/video games/tokusatsu topics. A lot of different topics that we talk about throughout the week. We post a new clip every day, and we might be releasing, we are switching up some of our Patreon exclusive tiers. So one of the tiers might actually be an audio version of the podcast as well. But I'll be fixing those within the upcoming week and making things, I think, a bit more fair and, moving some prices around for stuff. But if you want to support us, not only could you go to our Patreon, my Patreon is patreon.com/GGProductions. You can bookmark that and check it out as I kind of shift some things around. Or you can actually go to our main website, which is ggproduction.net/merchandise, and buy some T-shirts there. Or go to our eBay, ebay.com/USR/ThoseGuysRadio. You can not only buy some T-shirts there, but a bunch of other merch from my collection as well. Pro wrestling stuff, manga, anime, stuff like that. Also, I would like to mention that we have our Those Guys Play YouTube channel, where we have a bunch of different video game stuff there. So we started off doing Let's Plays years back, but we've kind of branched out into multiple different, gaming-type genres. We have Matt beats games from his childhood, which is also a Let's Play series, but I'm just playing games by myself, Tears by myself, playing different games from my childhood. Also, I bring a bunch of other people on, including Tristan Walter, for Those Guys Play seasons. So currently, you and I have played, and this is throughout the years, we've played Dragon Ball Z Budokai for the PS2. We've played Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee for the GameCube. We've played Hot Wheels Turbo Racing for the PS1. We also played Disney's Dinosaur for the PS1. We played Pets Crazy Monkeys for the Nintendo Wii, and Red Steel for the Nintendo Wii, and also Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, and we even played for some Halloween specials, not only Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, we also played Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS. Also, we played Fatal Frame 2 for the PS2 as well. A lot of different games, man. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Poltergeist, the pixelated horror. It was a PSN, I think PSN exclusive, but you also can get it on the Vita as well. That's a very fun game. We got to get back to that game for Halloween in July. All right, we got to get back to it, Tristan. It's a good game. It's a good game.
Anyway. That was definitely a good one. I'm just thinking.
It's just you're thinking about Halloween. Yeah, you're thinking about Halloween in July again. We don't do Christmas in July here. We do Halloween in July, and that's coming up soon. So again, thank you all so much for listening in. Check out all of our different pages. And if you're thinking, Matt, I just need a central hub so I know what's where. Well, you can actually go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/thoseguysontheradio. Our Twitter, which is @thoseguysradio. You can tweet us there, DM us there. Tell us everything you think about everything there. And also, you can go to our main website, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, tgproduction.net. Thank you all so much. Love you guys. Take care. And see you next time with another episode of Annis Saturdays. All right, guys. So I guess say goodnight, Tristan.
I love this job.
All right.
Get to Old Navy today and tomorrow for 50% off all dresses at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Plus, today only get 50% off all tees. Hurry, ends tomorrow. Tees valid 5/12. Dresses valid 5/12 to 5/13. See store for exclusions. 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 See store for exclusions.